Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Manny be investing in BI, and we're going to be taking a look at what's on the screen here, Meld testnet. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I am a skeptic of Meld. Since the very beginning, you know, people that were in Paribus were in Meld and were doing the ISPO and got all these tokens and stuff, but that was over a year ago. And I said, okay, I'm going to take a look. I'm going to follow along, see what's going on. What is the value proposition? Who asked for this? What can we do with it? Where's the product? We are, I don't know, over a year maybe. So testnet is live, private testnet. I signed up. They said they got over like 3,000 respondents. They only accepted 500. I was not one of them. I was on a space with Subcritical. A gentleman on there said that he got an invite and it seemed like he wasn't even interested in testing it. So it's just like, why even do a 500 limited private testnet and send it out to people who have no interest in even testing it? I don't even think that guy tested it. Honestly, he just kind of was like, oh, I think I got an email. And I'm like, really? I didn't get an email, you know, but he got one and he has no interest in testing it. Just, I don't know, just frustrating. So let's take a look. The very first blog posting from them, and let's see when this took place, June 14th, 2001, people. It is 2023. We're like 6 months from what, a 3-year anniversary for a project that I joined their spaces. Whenever I join their spaces, they're talking about something else. They're not talking about themselves. They're not talking about their protocol. They're talking about Cardano. I mean, I can go and talk about Cardano anywhere. I would really love for Meld to use their spaces to talk about Meld and not talk about other projects. That's just me, someone that's just hanging in the balance, looking to learn. It's just really hard. I have to really go and search and search and I just, I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then the community, they just, as a whole, the sentiment is negative, and it's giving me Dana or Ardana vibes. They've got these, these content creators out there creating content on them. They're vague. It's like they don't even really know what Meld is. But let's go ahead and read through this initial protocol introduction. Meld, a blend or mix together, a merge. Currently, in traditional financial systems, lending and borrowing are slow, complex, and bureaucratic processes for individuals to perform. In other words, it's not capital efficient. Commercial lending is inaccessible to normal people, and consumer lending is predatory and often leads to higher levels of indebtedness. DeFi unlocks these tools to the masses and makes the entire lending and borrowing process automated, secure, and composable. To date, the crypto and the fiat world rarely mix. Meld is building a virtual network between them that will benefit both crypto and fiat liquidity providers with a world-class DeFi protocol. And then they have like a little graphic here. Meld is an open source and non-custodial liquidity protocol for earning yield on deposits and borrowing fiat. So what they are saying is you can stake your crypto and pull out fiat. Now, I don't know where they're based. I don't know if they're America based, but that screams red flag. What about the SEC? What about people in America? What about people in jurisdictions that just aren't really, not necessarily anti-crypto, but not pro-crypto, and definitely are not big fans of swapping back between crypto and like USD, like real world physical assets like the dollar. And they seem to say, hey, we're going to do it. And it's just like, okay, well, how are you going to get around the loopholes of doing this stuff? Meld is a decentralized and trustless lending protocol built on the Cardano blockchain. The word decentralized is just kind of just thrown around, and then it's not just Meld, it's tons of products. They just throw this decentralized word out there. It's like this buzzword. As soon as they say it, all this magic happens and everyone loves everything and everyone is rich. But I don't know. I just feel like it's used incorrectly in a lot of places by a lot of projects. So Meld is a decentralized and trustless lending protocol built on the Cardano blockchain. using smart contracts and governed by the Meld token. It provides a fast, safe, and transparent set of tools for anyone to lend and borrow crypto and fiat currencies. The business model: Meld lends fiat currency provided by fiat lenders to borrowers that collateralize their cryptocurrency in a Meld smart contract. Let's take a look at the graphic here. So 1, smart contract controls the fiat, deposit fiat funds, get Meld tokens as rewards. Okay. Step 2, smart contract controls crypto, deposits crypto as collateral, gets Meld token as reward. Where's 3? 3 is right here. Get a loan or line of credit. Isn't a line of credit a loan? Okay. The fiat borrower. Okay, now where's 4? 4 is yield farm. This is just kind of, what? I don't know. I don't get it. 4, yield farming, credit card API, bank API. So I guess this is like, this will connect to your bank account. This will connect to a credit card of some sort. Are they the credit card issuer? How is this going to work with banks? If you're in America, you can forget about it. Your bank is going to shut you down if you connect this stuff. Like, I'm sorry. Like, is this for Americans or is it not for Americans? I couldn't imagine me trying to connect this to my Chase account or, or any other bank. Like, Chase doesn't even like Coinbase. I'm supposed to believe that the bank's going to work with this and just let me just flip, crypto to fiat, to crypto. I don't know what country they're marketing towards, but I just do not see this working in America. Just doesn't make any sense. The SEC is going to have a field day with this. 5, Meld token governance and dividends. Everything's a governance token. We talked about this with the Teddy Swap video. Every token on Cardano is a governance token, and they seem to have dividends. So they're going to be paying out rewards or dividends, and they're using SEC terms like, how is this going to work in America? Do they not have plans for this to work in America? The SEC is going to pounce on this. This is crazy. 6, repay loans or line of credit. 7, collateral is returned or on repayment. Is there an 8? I guess I don't see this model playing nicely with the SEC. I don't see this model playing nicely with American banks. I just don't see it. The lender receives a high interest rate from a secured investment, whilst the borrower can maintain their crypto positions and see them grow. So is it a borrowing and lending platform? Because there's tons of those out there, and those are a standard. You get paid. You stake your crypto. You get a stable coin. There is a reason why they don't deal in bank APIs, credit card APIs, and fiat loans, because most first world jurisdictions are not going to allow you to do this. It's just not going to happen. The lender receives, and I work for a bank. Trust me, not going to happen. Not in America. The lender receives a high interest rate from secure investments, whilst the borrower can maintain their crypto positions and see them grow. We stake the collateral in a community managed liquidity pools for our revenue, which is divided 50% to Meld and 50% to Meld token holders. So when they say 50% to Meld, are they talking about a DAO? Are they talking about the Meld organization or the company, the developers, the project, the C-suite? Is that what they're talking about? That's you would think that they would make that clear. That's weird. Okay, who are the users? Borrowers. Meld will offer 2 fiat borrowing services, crypto-backed loans, and a line of credit. From a collateral perspective, both services function similarly. A borrower will have to deposit 2x the desired fiat in cryptocurrency to utilize either services. That sounds predatory. Why would I? You have to put in 2 times the amount? Isn't that a 200% interest loan? Well, I guess you get, it's, again, like what we talked about on the indie heat check where the guy wanted to raise the CDP to 250% for CDP. That just doesn't, I don't understand why I would want to do that. So I want to take out a loan for, I need some money. I need to, whatever the use case is that they have for this. I need some money. But I got all this cryptocurrency. I don't know why I have all this cryptocurrency, but I don't have any money. Maybe I'm a bad investor. Let's use Meld. So I need to put in 2x what I'm taking out. And then I use the money and then I return it and I get my assets back, I guess. But I just don't understand how that's going to work legally for people. Are they just not going to KYC? And what happens if, I don't know, what happens if the New York Attorney General goes after them? The district attorney in New York, what if they go after them? What happens? Do I lose my assets? Do we all lose our assets? Is Meld token worth nothing at that point? Like, these are the questions that I have, and whenever I ask them on social, I get directed to, go to the Discord, go to the Telegram. I reached out to Late Game Crypto, who seems to be a content creator for them. He seems to be creating videos talking about the protocol, but he's not really going into any details. He's not talking about any of this stuff or answering any questions. They're kind of just, hey, go to this place and read. And it's like, why can't you just tell me? You're on a Twitter space, and I see them on Twitter spaces all the time, but they're literally never talking about Meld. I'm sorry, like, I don't get it, like, why everyone's so bullish on this project. And you talk to them and say, hey, why are you bullish on Meld? And it just give you a bunch of mumbo jumbo. No one's talking about any of the services and how they work. It just gives me Ardana vibes, man. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing anything that makes me go, this is a great project. I want to invest in it. I'm not seeing it. So who are the users? Lenders, fiat liquidity providers lend fiat to the Meld protocol through the Meld app, to earn high interest yield. The yield for lending fiat on Meld are sourced from a variety of places, which places include interest paid from the borrower, trading fee APY from the liquidity pools of melded assets, and protocol rewards. Okay. Products and services. Meld's offerings cover lending and borrowing with fiat and cryptocurrencies and innovates for greater capital efficiency. Our goals are to create products to meet exciting, fast-paced, and demanding DeFi customers. In the future, we will be expanding into different areas of the ecosystem and are looking into partnerships with some established DeFi protocols that we think can provide our users with new products and services never before seen by the industry. Until that point, we will be offering 3 services along with 2 products. The Meld app. So it looks like this looks like an iPhone. This looks like an iPhone, looks like an Android phone over here. The Meld app sits at the core of the Meld protocol and is designed to be an all-inclusive, customer retail-friendly experience. The app makes the process of lending fiat, borrowing fiat, and depositing crypto easy to understand and simple to work with. But how are they going to be able to deal with jurisdiction? Are you going to have to KYC? How is that all going to work? Fiat loans. First, a user will deposit their cryptocurrency to the Meld as collateral. The protocol will then use the deposited cryptocurrency to create a collateralized debt position, a CDP. So is it a synthetic? That sounds like Indigo. A smart contract record records the terms of the loan and registers it on the blockchain. Once confirmed, the protocol will execute a wire transfer with the amount of requested fiat directly to their bank account. What? You have to KYC then. Users will be able to manage their CDPs directly from their Meld app. I just don't see Chase playing along with this. I don't see Bank of America. I don't see any of the major banks playing along with this. Crypto-backed credit line. This just seems like really wild. The credit-backed credit line provides a valuable and flexible tool for managing fiat cash requirements while only being exposed to interest on the amount of fiat used. Fiat self-paying loans. This product is able to offer users self-repaying loans by capturing some of the trading fees generated by DEX aggregators utilizing our liquidity pools for swaps. Well, what are they talking about? Now they're talking about being a DEX aggregator, so you're going to be able to swap tokens? These fees are used to repay the loan over time. It just seems like a lot is going on. And there's so much going on and there's little talk about these things. And I can literally go on Twitter right now and grab one of their content creators that's making videos about Meld and just corner them and say, hey, what's the deal? They won't know. They'll tell you to go to the Discord or something. I'm not about to go in a Discord. Why can't you tell me how this works? Why aren't there videos from the project explaining how this works? Where, I talked about this with Subcritical on the space earlier today. If you were on that, a lot of Cardano projects are just like, Cardano's an opportunity to make money. It's like, hey, we're going to show you all these cool little, and Subcritical himself, he said, oh, I can pay an artist to like make these designs and like build some UI that doesn't actually do anything. And then say, hey, we're doing all these great things. We're doing all this stuff, but how does it work? What's the ins and outs of being able to work with fiat currency and crypto at a financial institution in America? How are you going to be able to do that? Do you have a partnership with any of the banks? Any bank? Do you have a partnership with any bank that's going to allow them, that's going to just be like, hey, it's cool. Go ahead and take a loan out on crypto and get fiat for it. We'll support that. I don't see it. Banks are going to be afraid of this. P.S. I work for a bank. My bank wouldn't touch this. And then they're talking about fiat debit cards. For the first time ever, Meld protocol users will be able to use their cryptocurrencies to purchase goods or services without having to cash out to fiat currency. This screams getting sued by the SEC. Who is going to issue this card to an American? Is this not going to be for Americans? The majority of Cardano users are American. And if they aren't, they're in another jurisdiction that isn't very keen on crypto. So you've got to tell me, who is this marketed for? What countries? What people? What is the use case? But I can't find that information from anyone. The protocol, they have a max supply of 4 billion tokens. The circulating supply is 1.4 million, according to CoinGecko, if this is accurate. And we're about 2 cents per token right now. We're in a bear market. And that leads me to another question. What happens if you're in a bull market and you're using this protocol and then we go into a bear market? Does everybody just get wrecked, including the protocol? Like, what things do they have in place to settle up? Do these CDP positions get liquidated at a certain point? Do you have to provide like a high, well, they said 2x to 200%. So you have a 200% minimum collateral ratio on your CDP. And when it gets liquidated, I guess it kind of works like Indigo, kind of. It's like a shady Indigo that gives out loans instead of allowing you to hedge. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And there's not a lot of information on this, and they don't talk about it. It's frustrating. But I guess let's go ahead and talk about the testnet for it. So, they've got the link. They sent out the email about the testnet. Meld will be taking a slightly different approach to testnet launch, providing access to a small group of pre-selected participants who will help perform a series of functionality tests while sharing their insight on usability and user experience over the course of the next few weeks. Okay, so how did they handpick these people? Like, what was the criteria? Will they be sharing these details in real time? Will we have to wait? Like, what's the deal with that? We had close to 4,000 applicants and have selected the initial 500 based on what? Of those to interact with the app and perform tests on the protocol. We have sent an email to all those chosen, including a one-time use access code to enter the testnet. We are sorry to all those that applied and weren't selected. Please stay tuned for our public testnet. Private testnet begins today, Thursday, January 19th, during which the Meld team will be making constant improvements, answering questions I doubt it, addressing concerns, and compiling bugs in preparation. You've had 3 years. What bugs would you have? The private testnet participants will be testing the following protocol functionalities: setting up a wallet and accessing the... Okay, that's a pointless bullet. The supply, borrowing of assets, performing a deck swap on WingRider's testnet. So this works. So they're going to integrate WingRiders into the platform, I guess. It'll be like an aggregator, so you can swap on it. Winding up and leveraging position, shorting a token by borrowing it and swapping it for USD, being as degen as possible. So this is like a an Indigo, kind of like an Indigo clone that allows you to take out loans with the MCR at 200% minimum. Well, yeah, the M stands for minimum. I just don't understand why. Like, who asked for this? Who's the intended target to use this? There's just so many questions. I'm sorry if I'm frustrated, but I just am. It's just like, I shouldn't have to dig for basic details. And then when I talk to people that are literally like, they're connected, they're content creators for the project, they don't know either. It's frustrating. Well, you know, I probably have a bunch of people that are like Meld supporters, but only because they have a bunch of tokens that might get mad at me. But, you know, I don't make these videos to make people happy. I make these videos to learn and get to the bottom of things. I don't like Meld. I don't like this project. I'm not saying it's going to rug or anything like that. I'm just not seeing the goods. I'm seeing all of the signs that I saw with the projects that vaporized. So hopefully this private testnet goes marvelously. Hopefully it goes extremely well. And then the public testnet, I can jump in there and I can play with that and see how that rolls. And then maybe get some questions answered from the team. Instead of joining a space and they're talking about Hydra or some Cardano mainnet feature, not talking about their own project. I will, for the life of me, never understand the Meld spaces. You can go to their Twitter page and just start going through their spaces. They're not even they're not talking about their own project in their own spaces. It drives me insane. Make sure you hit that like, hit the share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.